Today we're going to be unboxing and taking a look at the Microtech Socom Elites. So these come in both manual and automatics. The Socom has been a very popular fan favorite for quite a while now. We're going to mostly be looking at their automatic version here, but I'll be sure to bring in some manuals as well to show off the difference. As you could just hear and see, Microtech Socom has an absolutely insanely strong spring that deploys using that push button there. This version is using their single edge, kind of like a drop point blade there. I'll immediately bring in a manual. And this one has their Tanto blade. I definitely think you see more Tantos out there, but as you can see, that angle for the Tanto isn't like the most aggressive out there. If you actually hold it next to that single edge drop point, you can see it's really not too far off. I feel like if you weren't careful with sharpening that Tanto, you could even round it off into a drop point if you wanted. So they're pretty close. And while I absolutely love the look of a Tanto, I always find myself using a standard drop point 9 times out of 10. These are all using M390 blade steel for excellent edge retention and corrosion resistance. We'll look a little bit more at this manual here before we move back. This does function using a single stainless steel liner inside of there. So you have those dual thumb studs for deployment. It feels great. Pretty much all of the handle ergonomics are going to be the exact same as they are on the automatic. So that's pretty cool. So moving back to the auto and taking a look at that handle, you can see these are both using aluminum handles with that kind of rubberized traction inserts there. Give you a lot of grip and also just a really cool look to it as well. Flipping over to the back there, you can see that this is a single position pocket clip that is stainless steel. So it is not reversible and it does not flip over. On this one, it is tip down only and for only right-handed use as well. This does have Torx construction, full Torx on the handle clip as well as the pivot. So that's great if you need to tighten things down or do a little bit of maintenance on it. And taking a look here, this is a mostly open back construction, just kind of where it's connected here. You could easily access that for cleaning. And at the very end, we do have a glass breaker ball bearing as well. This is like just an insanely tactical knife. Like I know tons of people in law enforcement and the military, this is one of their go-tos. On top of it being very ergonomic and reliable, it's also made in the United States with premium materials. So that's just really hard to beat. It has a very unique handle shape, I've got to say, but it is like actually incredibly comfortable in hand, like I mentioned, with this pretty aggressive thumb ramp here with lots of jimping as well as jimping on that downward slope on the blade if you need to choke up for any push cuts. Is even super comfortable in the reverse grip, and with that swell there, you know your hand's not going to accidentally slip down. I think it's pretty clear why this has become such an iconic knife, and it wasn't too long ago that you couldn't find these anywhere, and the secondary market was going insane. Like that was probably only 3-4 years ago. Now I want to go ahead and bring in just a few extras here to show you that they are starting to come in some pretty awesome different versions. You of course have the different blade shapes like I talked about, but you're also getting two-tones, serrations, and now they're even starting to get some awesome colors. Red Microtechs are just always stunning, but I think I've got to say that teal and black is just one of the prettiest things I've ever seen. So I am very tempted by this one, especially because it's a manual. The automatic is incredible, but I tend to find myself fidgeting with manuals a lot more often. So I might have to add this one to my collection. And then lastly, I wanted to do some size comparisons and also just talk some specs. So let's start off here with the Benchmade Claymore. This one here is their drop point version. You can see they're not exactly 1-to-1, but your functional grip area is pretty much the same. You can see you get a little bit more cutting edge on that Socom there. So that's pretty cool. And bringing in a ruler, You can see the Socom is not a small knife. Technically, overall, that blade is like 4 1/4 inches long. But with cutting edge, you're looking at about just shy of 4 inches. I'll say about 3 7/8. So you get a ton of cutting edge there. And then closing that up to take a look at the close length. You can see we are over 5 inches long there as well. So quite a long knife. And then absolutely last, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the weight here. For the auto, looking at about 4.5 ounces. The manual is going to be a little bit heavier. Let's see. Yeah, about 5.36. So yeah, quite a jump, and that's compared to, granted, this is a polymer handle, the Claymore, a little under 4 ounces. So it is a hefty knife for sure. So if you're looking for a heavy-duty, just absolute tank of a knife, I don't think you can go wrong with the Socom Elite. As I said throughout the video, this is just one of the most iconic knives of all time. For a while there, it was incredibly hard to even get your hands on them. So I'm glad to see that they're really able to up production of this one and help meet that demand. And on top of that, just giving us all these cool new colors and variants. I love that we can now expect that out of Microtech. So that's really cool. Now, be sure to let me know your opinions in the comments below. While you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to pick up one of these for yourself, links as always are down in the description box. They'll take you on over to GPKNIVES.com. Thanks for watching, and stay sharp.